Welcome to another episode of the Granite List Live. I'm Sally Pace, and we are thrilled to be here in partnership with SIIA at Engage 2022 National Conference and Expo. And I'm joined right now by Jeff Kelly with Buckingham. Jeff, would you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm Jeff Kelly. I am the president of Buckingham Self-Funded Solutions out of Pennsylvania, and we are a broker's advocate for stop-loss insurance.
All right. Well, stop loss has been a big deal throughout. That's a big theme at SIIA. So tell us a little bit about some of the trends you're seeing.
We're seeing a lot of trends in this marketplace right now. Coming out of COVID, the marketplace changing just in terms of trends and claims experience. We're starting to see a lot of the gene therapies of the world, right? We're also going to start seeing a lot of the drug and manufacturers start to increase their pricing, and therefore SIIA and a lot of other vendors can actually bring the solutions to the table. So we're learning that, and the market in general. I would say we're at a soft market compared to where we've been in the past. A lot of capacity, and therefore a lot of players, a lot of new players. So I think the market's pretty ripe right now. It's going in the right direction. It's pretty frozen in the last 2 years.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
We're having a field day here. Everybody in this industry being able to bring your expertise back to the table to the clients.
Okay, you just mentioned something that I don't know that I've ever heard in conjunction with stop loss. So help our audience understand, how does gene therapy cross over into stop loss? What does that mean for us?
Yeah, gene therapy translating into stop loss is the equivalent of profitability versus loss. So, as a stop loss carrier retaining a set threshold of risk, and these gene therapy drugs coming out with the names that we have all heard, one being Zolgensma, these $1 million price tags and such. These are almost automatic claims to a stop loss carrier. So that these gene therapy drugs and the advanced biosimilar companies bringing in these cancer therapies and J codes, G codes, and every other code that we're about to become aware of. So bringing in cost containment measures. Stop loss carriers are already acutely aware of this, and they're already putting together solutions. So gene therapy is unfortunately here to stay. It will be evolving throughout the future, but we're going to do what we can to get a hold of it.
Okay, and I'm thinking no matter the size of the employer and no matter the size of the group, it only takes one because they're super expensive. So, what advice do you have for people that are especially some of the mid-market groups?
Yeah, listen, these are gene therapy drugs that most of them coming out are going to be quite curative. So when you're taking a disease that primarily had a lifetime of treatment that could potentially have been more expensive over time, where these could be curative drugs that bring lifestyle changes to an individual. So I do believe that the programs that people are beginning to put in place, as well as working with manufacturers and cost containment measures, plan design throughout different vendors in SIIA that we can speak to is important. So, and stop loss carriers will value from it, brokers will value from it, and members and downstream clients will value from it. So.
Awesome. Well, you've also given a lot of good future information, things to look for, I guess, especially for people that are January 1 renewals. What are some things that you would advise both brokers and employers to be thinking about and looking at right now?
Wow, that's a loaded gun. So, let's see, what we're seeing right now, right, is how to continue to have meaningful conversations to educate, right? So I'm going to kind of take this and spin it a bit and say that you need to be a sponge out there. We're here at SIIA to become sponges, right? We're going to speak to our competitors. We're going to speak to our friends, future alliances, and we're going to learn what they see versus what we see. And then we're going to translate that conversation back to our brokers who value our time for being here and value that we can bring this information back to them that they can share with their client. And if that's the the J codes of the world, the injectables of the Zolgendas, the dialysis claims, the premature infants, anything down along the lines, then we're going to do that. Share with them the what do you call it? We're going to go with the status of the market, right? And they're always going to ask us, what are you seeing in the market?
Right.
So
Right.
we have multiple lenses so that we can figure out what's going on in the market. So,
What? Talk a little bit about you get to lead an awesome team, and I'm sure you have some success stories. So brag on your team a little bit. Tell us something you're proud of that you've accomplished that we can learn from this last year.
our team is part of it. So I'm going to again kind of spin this a bit because we have an incredible team. We aren't who we are today without our team and without our employees and our clients, right? And that's why they rely heavily on us. And to pivot back to this is that one thing that I've heard a lot at SIIA, and I'm overjoyed to continue to hear, is that the relationships matter. And that's how Buckingham feels strongly about, is that our industry and our business is built on relationships. And just in the past 3 hours, I've had, let's just joke about 15 meetings now. Okay?
It feels like it, I'm sure.
But 50% of them have led with, this is a relationship business. And whereas technology will play a part in our business moving forward to create greater efficiencies, this is about relationships. So us helping out each other and helping out the industry and the downstream clients is what value is. So, and I could brag all day, but I don't want to. I think you say we have a time limit.
and we are there. But I think I think that's a perfect note to end on. Because, over the past couple of years, we've heard so much about technology and all these great things that are coming out. But at the end of the day, it is a relationship business. It is people working with people. So
it's great to be standing next to you.
That's right. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes, things are so different than they were just 2 years ago. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for being at SIIA and for your leadership.
And thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you all for listening to another episode of the Granite List Live.